What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's been a minute. I've been thinking a lot. I've been on my walk with God, and I'm always making videos that are like motivational and things like this. But I think today I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what I've been going through, and I don't know who this video is for. Hopefully, if this reached you, maybe you're in the same position and you don't know specifically what to do, and you think that you're the only one going through it. Let's hope that at least something in here can connect with you, because I'm going through a lot. Okay, so on a daily, it feels like there's always just something different. I swear, I kid you not, every single day it's something new, and not any day is the same as the other. Sometimes when you wake up, it feels like the day is just there, and then you're just watching it, and then you're sitting in your bed all day watching your phone, or you're just wasting time, or something else is happening in your life, and you don't know what to do. But at the same time, you got to show up, because you're a servant of God, and you got to serve people, and you got to be an example, and you've got to show people that you're strong even in the times where you feel weak. It says in the Bible that in our weakness his strength is made perfect. So I just want to let you know that if you're feeling weak, God's strength can be made perfect in your weakness. In fact, it is made perfect in your weakness, and he promises, he says, if you remain in me, I'll remain in you. I tell you what, man, if it wasn't for this thing right here, I would not be here. I promise you I would not be here. One, I wouldn't have been created, and two, life to me would be meaningless, because sometimes I'll live day to day, and these day to day days, I won't think about praying sometimes. And then when I pray, I'm like, man, I'm being prideful again. Sometimes I'm just stuck in my own ways. I'm become prideful, and I start thinking, man, why am I here? What is my purpose? What is the point of me being on this rock? That's what I always ask myself at times when I feel like this. And today's just one of those days where I'm like, why do I just feel just like trash? I don't know why. Sometimes you just don't feel in the right space, and I don't let that get to me and make me stop doing what I need to do. But just sometimes, some days are harder than the others. For the last couple of days, I overloaded my core, so now I've got to kind of rest myself. And when you're not working out and things like that, it feels like you're doing nothing and you're wasting time. And I don't even know. I'm just trying to push on forward and do what I can. Like I said, I'm trying to serve the people around me, trying to show them love, respect, and kindness, and live and walk in the ways Jesus did, so that I may be a better person to give glory to the kingdom. But at times it feels like I'm not bringing in enough. You know how they say in some of the mafias, they'd be like, you're not bringing in enough, and if you don't bring in enough, you're gonna go sleep with the fishes. But God would never do that. He says, I will never leave nor forsake you. So if you feel like you're never doing enough, then you need to go to God. You need to ask God, what can I do better? How can I improve? How can I produce more good fruit? How can I become more capable of giving back? How can I do these things? You need to ask God, because you're not going to be able to do it on your own. When you try to take care of all these problems on your own, they're going to break you. They're going to take you down, and you're going to sink so deep underwater, it's going to feel like you're all alone. But God says, I will never leave nor forsake you. I will uphold you by my righteous right hand. So as long as you reach out your hand, his hand will be right there to meet yours. So you need to be able to call out to him and say, God, I need your help. God, I need you to be there for me. God, I need you to make me strong. God, I need you to give me the light. God, I need you to show me your love. God, in this time, I don't know what to do, but I need a beacon. I need a light. I need some sort of pathway. He says, give me all that you will, and I will make a plan for you. Acknowledge me in all your ways, and I will make your path straight forward. So sometimes we just got to acknowledge God. Sometimes we just got to say, God, I want you in my life. Sometimes we got to go to God and say, God, please shed your mercy on me. We got to be humble. A man or a person that God can never, ever just not listen to or ignore, whatever it may be, is a humble person, somebody who recognizes their sin, somebody who recognizes their need, somebody who recognizes their flaws, somebody who recognizes they need something more. There's not a single thing or a single person in this world who's able to do it all alone. They may think they can do it alone, but God had some sort of factor in that. Not only did God have a certain factor in that person, when they get into a tough position, they might start thinking, oh man, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And then they might start dealing with their problems in an unhealthy way. The only healthy way is to go to God. That's the only healthy way. Because that's the only time that your problems are going to be bared by the living God who can carry those problems. Sure, you can dump your problems on somebody else, but that person has their own problems. Sure, you can go to the gym, but then the gym's going to shut down. Sure, you can go to work, but then you're going to have to go home. Sure, you can stay at home and never talk to nobody, play video games, escape reality, but one day you're going to have to escape that video game and go back to reality. I know at one point in my life, it was so, there was so much pain in my life that, I would even dream and I would be in pain. I kid you not. I would suffer in real life, and then when I go to sleep, I would have nightmares about reality. And then, when you go to sleep, sometimes you just want to lay in your bed all day, but even when I was sleeping, I couldn't escape from it. So I knew that I couldn't just sleep away my pain. I couldn't just sleep away this problem. I couldn't just do it. I couldn't. There was nothing I could do to escape it except for going to God. I kid you not. And God will make you come to him at times, because he will show you something better. He says, man, you're holding on to your pain because you think if you let it go, it's going to hurt. Sometimes it does hurt. Sometimes the truth is hard to accept. But that's the first step to growth, is accepting, is understanding. You got to be willing to move forward in order to accept that growth in you. Another thing I want to say is that I've been thinking a lot about, my future. And then I'll start becoming so prideful, and I'll be like, man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go this. Man, that ain't me. That's the devil talking. I'll start looking at other people as inferior and things like this because I feel like I got to figure it out. Or I think I know what I'm going to do. Or I don't like other people's decisions. That's pride. None of what I have is my own. Not this hat, not this nose, not this body, not these ears, not nothing, not my heart, not my soul, not my brain, not my decisions, not my desires. These are all gifts from God. Everything that I have is, is a gift from God. I can't claim it to be my own. I don't own this TV. I don't own this book. I don't own this other TV. It's a little weird. I got two. None of this is my own. So why am I so prideful to believe that I got to figure it out, one, and I think I know what I got to do, or I think I know what my future is going to be? He says, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and to bring you a future. This is in Jeremiah 29:11. And I started to live by this, and it's one of my favorite scriptures because sometimes I'll be thinking about my future and I'll be like, man, I don't know what to do. Is this what I need to do? Is this where I need to go? God says, he said, I will fight your battles. I will fight your battles. If you feel a struggle, if you feel that worry, I will fight off the demons that are giving you worry. I will fight off these problems that are giving you problems. I will give you the strength. I will fight your battles. And then sometimes we trying to do things on our own. We trying to take care of our future on our own. Tomorrow's not even promised. You so worried about the future and tomorrow's not even promised. Why? Why are you thinking about the future when you can't even promise you'll wake up from the nap you about to have? You know that the scheduled nap you be having, you're not even 60, you taking naps at 17. So give it to God. You can't just be worrying. There's two things that people like to say when you worry. Worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you absolutely nowhere. And worry is a down payment for a problem you might not even have. Why worry? You could just put it in God's hands. And the biggest problem I see is people have a lack of fear. in God. I had a lack of fear in God. When you fear God, everything, and I mean everything, is put into place. Everything. Because you don't want to step out of bounds, because you know God could strike you down at any moment. And because he loves you, he's going to discipline you. And because he loves you, he's going to put you through a suffering time. Because God hates nothing more than a prideful character and a perverse tongue. Hates nothing more than that. So you gotta figure it out sometimes. And the only way you're gonna figure it out is by going to God. Ain't nobody in this world gonna come to save you. Ain't nobody in this world gonna tell you what you need to do. You know your problems. You know what you go through. You can't just put it on somebody else. You can't just say, this is what I'm gonna do. These problems are hard to take care of. This world is hard to live in. Sometimes it's like the light switch clicks and you see everything, and then the light switch turns off and you say, man, I can't see anything. Man, you know, what I started to do, and I realized I couldn't think. The biggest reason I couldn't think is, one, I wasn't getting right with God. That's the biggest reason. And two, I wasn't getting my sleep schedule right. I was going to sleep at 2 a.m., 12 a.m. because it's the summer. I need to be responsible. I started going to sleep at 10, waking up at 5 or around 6, something like that. I'm getting my good hours of sleep because I know that that's the only way I'm going to be able to function. I started thinking about what I need to do to be prepared for my future. That's the way I see it. You know, all I can do is to do what I need to do today so I'm prepared for tomorrow in the future, because God says I have it covered. He said, do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. So I give all that to God. I say, God, you know what I need. You know the plans you have for me. I trust you, and all your promises are perfect. So I know that you are going to do me right. So I give that to you. But right now, I'm going to do what I need to do, and you're going to lead me, as you say. And so he leads me. He shows me. He gives me opportunities. He shows me the options. I'm one of those people. I didn't do inherently good on what I should have done, especially in school. So when I started looking at different options for me, you know, I'm going on to my last years of school. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do well for myself during school, so I took it for granted. But there's still opportunities. It doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have any more opportunities. It's just you're going to have to bust your butt in order to get to where you want to get now. You're not going to have the same opportunities as the other people who didn't take it for granted. They took every little second of their time and they used it. But as followers of Christ, sometimes, you know, we feel like we can't give back to God because we took that stuff for granted. But I say to you, like I said, we all fall short of the glory of God. It says right in the scripture, we're not perfect. We'll make mistakes. And sometimes that's not where God needs us. School is just one of those things. It's a part of your life. We're in it for how long? Is it 12 years of our life? 15? I can't remember. But I've been in it so long. I really just want to make some money and, you know, provide for a family that I want to have in the future. Whatever it is, God's giving me opportunities, like things like the Army, or things like the Navy, or the things like, I've been looking at all these different things, military and all this, and I've been looking specifically at things like the Air Force and the military, and I'm tied between which one I want to do. And, you know, on one hand, I want to go to the Marines because the Marines sound like they're going to make you disciplined. And if you go in with good morals, I feel like you're going to come out with even stronger morals. Or if you go in as a follower of Christ, you're going to come out even stronger in your faith of Christ, because they take away your phone. You can't watch these videos to try to get over your pain. You can't do these things. And I feel like on that day you graduate, it's like you can do anything. On the other hand, there's the Air Force, where you can get better opportunities when it comes to the civilian world. So you go out into the world, and then you already prepare with engineering, or you already prepare with communications, or you already prepare with all these different things. And to me, I know what I got to do. Sometimes the choice where you think you have to go is the choice where you're not supposed to go. Because it's not about what you think, it's about what he knows. So sometimes you just gotta go on him. There's a part of your heart that's pulling you this way, and there's your mind that says, I want to go this way, because this is where all the badasses is at, and this is where all where all the weaklings at. But as followers of Christ, we weak. We weak at times. Don't mistake our weakness for lack of strength. Don't mistake that. Remember, our strength is made perfect. or his strength is made perfect within our weakness. I thank you guys for listening to this video. Like I said, I don't know who this is for. And if anybody comes across this video and you just don't know what's going on in your life, just realize you're not the only one, man. Sometimes you just live day to day, but you live day to day and you keep on going to God when you don't feel like it, because you know there's hope, you know there's purpose, you know there's drive. Every time you think about your past, you say, man, I'm here because of God. I'm here because of my past. I'm here because I want to get better. I want to get stronger. I want to keep on growing. I don't want to be held back. No more. No more. So you guys take care of yourself. God bless, and I'll see you soon.